Hi guys, I'm back. My dogs are barking, so if you hear them, I'm sorry. I think the mailman is here, or UPS man, or someone is here, so they'll stop barking if they haven't already. Okay, so here we are with the tutorial on how I made the box for my candle, votive candles, the tea light candles that I've made for my craft show. So these are the normal regular size tea lights. They're not the big ones. And my paper is actually a cardstock. And it's 6x6. Now, if you want to make the one to fit the matchbook, it'll have to be 6.5 by 6.5, because you need that extra little bit to put the matchbox in with the candles. Now, I packed my items up already for my craft show, so you can refer back to the last video, not the one I just posted, but the one after that, to see what I'm talking about if you're interested in seeing what the boxes looked like. But this is just a tutorial on how I made the box for the ones without the matchbooks. And you can adjust it to a 6.5 by 6.5 for the matchbox. So this is a We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I have the little one as well, the tiny one. If you don't have this, you should think about investing in one, because this is a really great product, a great tool, and I'm glad that I have it in my crafting arsenal. So we are going to, now remember, it's a 6x6 and we're going to make it into a box. So we're going to score at 2.5 and 3 on the same side. Now there is the little needle here, tells you where your guide is, and this is where you score. Okay, and then here's all your scores for card sizes, paper sizes, for what you would need the envelope for. But we are not making an envelope, we are making a box. So you're going to put it in, and you're going to score at 2.5, as I did here, and 3, and you will notice that your numbers are up here. So here is 2.5, if you can see that, and here is 3. So you'll just move your paper down to those numbers, measurements that you need. Then you're going to, well, at 2.5, we forgot a step. You need to punch, and at 3, you need to punch. Okay, when you score. So now you just follow your score lines when you turn the paper clockwise or counterclockwise, but it should always be clockwise because that's where your score marks are. So now you're going to put the little line that's right here on the first score line. Can you see that? So then you're going to score down and punch. And then you're going to move it to the next score line, and you're going to score and punch. Then you're going to turn it, and you're going to put it on the next score line. You're going to score and punch, or punch and score, whatever works better for you. Then you're going to turn it again. Okay, and you're going to make sure you're lined up with this little arrow or speech bubble point there with the first score. This is really thick paper, so it gets a little hard. Sometimes you need to use two hands. So you're going to score them both and punch. So now you're going to have something that looks like this. Maybe you can see it better like that. See the score lines? And you're probably thinking, okay, so what do you do with these? Well, it's going to be very simple. You do not cut them off. You cut up on the score line. So here's a little score. You're going to cut up on it. Okay, so you're going to cut up on one of those lines. And whatever direction you cut the first one is the direction you need to cut all of them. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a second here. Okay, hold on, I got a little tail on that one. So I cut this one, I cut it in, so it's been cut in, so this one is in. So they both go in the same direction. That's what you want. Okay, so that's how they're all going to go. Then you need to fold and burnish with your bone folder, something that you know, a spoon, a fork, a knife. You can use the handles on those, is why I'm saying those, if you don't have a bone folder. So you need to make your lines crisp. Okay. And then you're going to form your box, and when you do form your box, you want to see what end is the better. That should all be the same, but sometimes it doesn't happen that they're all the same. What end looks better? So, okay, like right here I have a little more on that little tab, so I had to snip that. So then we'll fold those in, fold them in. Now what I did on the ones I made for my craft show was in the center here, I measured in on both sides and up and down, and I cut out, you can punch it out, cut it out however you would like, a window so you can see what's inside. Now if you want to refer back to my past video that I had done for the tutorial, or the product that I showed that I was going to take to my craft shows, if you want to refer back to that video, it'll show you exactly what I'm talking about as far as the window. But this is just to show you how to make the box. So now that we have the box, there is a long way. You see that? It's kind of long that way. Or then there's this way where it can the opposite direction and it looks a little wider. I don't know if you're seeing that, but it does make it look a little wider. I like the wider side, and you can fit 4 votive candles in here, or you can make 3 envelopes and 3 or 4 envelopes, probably 3 at the most, 4, and 4 3x3 cards, and they will fit in here as a little box for someone that you might want to give a little different all occasion cards. And then I would close this over like that, and then what I did on mine for my craft show was I looked to see how far down the point went, and if I wanted to round it on the other side of this envelope punch board, you can round. There's a reverse punch up here to round your point. I don't necessarily do that. I mean, sometimes I do, but for the purpose of this, I didn't do that. So what I did was left the point there, and on the end of my 1x3, it's a little under 1x3 strip of paper, I put tape on the ends, on either end, put my box down, here's the flap, and I knew I wanted to have a little bit of that point hanging out, because when I close the box, I want to be able to make sure it's good and closed. So this holds the box closed. And then you pull this, you want to take it and lift it up. You can lift it up to open it. Let me burnish the inside here so that you can. And then I just, if you don't like these little tabs, you don't need to keep them. I wanted to keep them, so I left them there. So then I just, it's better if you use glue, but for the purposes of this video, I'm using not square tape, ATG, and that's it. That's what it looks like. And here you could punch whatever shape you like for your window, so you could see what was inside. Or you can mat this if you are making 3x3 cards. The actual measurement for this is, like my little ruler, I love this ruler, had it for a long time, almost 3.5. It's just a hair under 3.5 by 3. So you could definitely make a 3x3 card, several of them to go in here, probably 4 with the envelopes. And anything else you can think of that might fit in here. How about a peppermint patty? Maybe a couple what do you call those, fun size or snack size Hershey bars. Anything like that that's wide, long enough and short or thin enough to fit in the box, you can use this box for. So I hope that everyone that wanted to see how I made the box enjoyed this video and understood it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching.